Today on the Topic Show, Donald Trump appoints Elon Musk as well as Vivek Ramaswamy to head the Department of Government Efficiency, aka DOGE. Don Lemon announces that he's leaving X-Twitter. What will we ever do without him? A leftist wife kicks out a husband after she finds out he voted for Trump. Amazon introduced a new store where everything is under $20 in order to combat Shein as well as Temu. And Honda may have to recall their V6 vehicles. All of that and much more on The Topping Show. Thank you everyone for taking the time to tune in today. Today's episode of The Topping Show is proudly sponsored by Topping Technologies. Topping Technologies is an IT value-added reseller and services company with a special proficiency IT security. Heck, I see their founder at least twice a day. Guys, he's quite handsome and brilliant. Ease me, see that's a joke. If you're an IT leader or a business owner, you can reach out to the team at sales@toppingtechnologies.com. Also, giving away a free Flamethrower with every IT purchase. Go to toppingtechnologies.com to learn more or check out the description. Lastly, trying to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of the month. So if you can click that button and tell your friends, I would greatly appreciate it. Now going over to the business part of the podcast, you have, Amazon having their new $20 and under store. Perhaps will they really challenge Temu and Shein? I mean, the quality of the products on Amazon are already on that par, so perhaps. Now this comes to us thanks to The Verge. Specifically, this is a writer over there by Jess Weatherbed, and she says, quote, Amazon's new $20 and under store is here to challenge Shein and Temu. They say that Amazon offers crazy low pricing on everyday items in exchange for longer delivery times. Here you can see there, looks like they got, lots of purple. So it's called, what is this, Hall Beta Delta? What are they calling this silly thing? Now they say, quote, Amazon has launched a new store where every product costs $20 or less in a bid to take on popular low-cost shopping apps like Temu and Shein. The new Amazon Haul, okay, so it is Haul, service is available in the US via the Amazon app or mobile website and offers a wide range of similar fashion, home, lifestyle, and electronics products they expect to find a Chinese rival. Which, I guess that's a good thing for price points, but in terms of quality, we already have a lot of knockoffs and crap on Amazon.com. And we just had a big heater or space heater recall a couple days ago. I'm not sure if it's good to compete in terms of going for the lowest bid. I mean, you can really only do that for so long. I don't know, we'll see. Amazon announced it saying, quote, finding great products at very low prices. Oh, wait a minute, right? Hold the phone right there. They say finding great products. Let's be honest, disposable junk. 99% of the stuff you're going to find down there is going to be trash. And I think it's perhaps telling that the two screenshots that we see are all fashion, which of course can be designed to the lowest price point, and it's probably to the people who are so ridiculously, I can't imagine being this extravagant or bad with money. They wear it once, they throw it away, which, as you know, all men suit up. I bought this suit maybe 10 years ago. Best ROI ever. Get a good suit once, wear it forever. But I partially jest. Now they say, quote, finding great products at very low prices is important to customers, and we will continue to explore ways where we can work with our selling partners so they can offer products at ultra low prices, unquote. Now that's according to Amazon's Vice President of Worldwide Selling Partner Services, Damarish, not purposely trying to mispronounce this, Damarish Mita. And they also know that, quote, the whole storefront has a similar layout to Temu and Shein, focusing largely on affordable pricing and slapping, quote, crazy low banners on listings, which it is funny how often that does work. Just like in retail, there's a phenomenon known as the 99 cent or the 99 effect, where if you notice, there's never an item that's labeled like $5 or $10. It's always $4.99 or $9.99 because it just, people have that mentality where they think it's cheaper, they think it's under $5 or under $10. But never forget, you have to be, you have to, of course, it's not actually under $5 or under $10 because you're extorted, taxed by the government, where really, Texas is 8.25% on top of that. So good rule of thumb for me is just easier to just round up 10% because, move the decimal place. But I partially digress. Let's say, quote, Amazon says the majority of items will be priced at $10 or less, with some offerings as low as $1. Customers are encouraged to stack their baskets. However, with Amazon offerings discounts of 5% off orders over $50 or 10% off orders of $75. Shipping cost is $3.99 and is free on orders of over $25, but will take 1 to 2 weeks to arrive, which Amazon believes its customers will be fine with if it allows them to, quote, shop ultra low priced products. It's a similar delivery timescale taken by Temu and Shein, which suggests Hall's stock is also imported directly from Chinese manufacturers, which would make sense. There's no way you're going to hit that price point if you're manufacturing clothing in like San Francisco. You always have, you'd also have to deal with the human defecate that's on the ground as well as the increased crime. So, but yeah, it would cost way too much to actually secure a facility in San Francisco, make it clean, then pay the wages and the taxes to make clothing there. There might be like one boutique clothing store that does that, and celebrities will buy the t-shirt for $500 because they're crazy. But yeah, in terms of low cost, yeah, it would make sense. They're probably working directly with Chinese manufacturers, if not the very same ones that have contracts with Shein and Temu. And I say, quote, both Shein and Temu are facing stricter regulations in the EU, the US, due to surrounding counterfeit items, illegal products, and copyright infringements on their platforms. Amazon is trying to temper any customer concerns about that by saying its products on haul are screened to ensure they're safe, authentic, and compliant with ethical regulations, which we'll see if it really is. And I'm surprised they didn't call this like Amazon Fashion or Amazon, because again, that's going to be a majority of the crap that they sell on that platform. And again, if you're someone who buys clothing that's basically disposable, I understand. Well, fiscally speaking, I don't understand. It seems bizarre to me. But I understand the concept of, I guess, someone wants to change their fashion wardrobe every single day or darn near. And for them, they might knock it out of the park. They got the time frame that's similar. They're going to get the price points that's similar. It'll be interesting to see if they're getting new clients going to Amazon, and, getting new subscribers or new customers, or they even hurt their sales with overall Amazon.com by having customers go from buying higher priced products to going to this now more discount, but maybe the increase in frequency. It'll be interesting to see. I'm a little pessimistic, but let me know, is this something that you would download or you would check out the Amazon Haul app or Haul store and you would start browsing all those quote unquote fantastic deals? I mean, I would be really impressed if one of those articles of clothing lasted more than, say, like 48 hours where it disintegrated to nothing. I'm only partially exaggerating, but let me know your thoughts are in the comments, because as always, be fascinated to hear what you have to say. Now, going over to the Culture Prop podcast, you have Don Lemon leaving X Twitter. Oh dear God, what will we do without Don Lemon? He might fall on hard times. He might have to, how will he, without an income, he might have to start GoFundMe. And of course, if he does go that route, we'll have to call it, Lemon Aid, which the fact he hasn't already done that through his career in terms of, I don't know if he has ever done any entrepreneurial thing, or not entrepreneurial, ever philanthropic things, or, helping the poor or anything like that. But the fact he hasn't already done that, that's just an F- for marketing. It's right there. Lemonade, come on. But I only partially jest. This comes to us thanks to End Wokeness on the good old X, or as fewer and fewer people are calling Twitter. And he says, quote, ha ha ha, Don Lemon is quitting X after 16 years, which pretty mentally vacuous in terms of, if you've taken 16 years to build an audience and build fans on a platform, why would you leave? Which is why I'm pretty skeptical. I'm not sure if he'll really quit. A lot of celebrities, a lot of leftists in particular, like to brag about quitting X or Twitter. And people on the right do it a little bit as well. I had, one or two friends that said they're going to quit the Facebook. And inevitably they came back because it's such a monopolistic thing where there's not a lot of options out there. But maybe we'll be surprised with this eloquence and brilliance of Don Lemon speaking. It's about a minute 15 long. I'm kidding. It's going to be mentally vacuous. You can tell just by his outfit. He's wearing a sweater, and then under is a collared button-up shirt, but the sweater, the neck of it is above the collar, so it's like tucked in. F- for marketing, Don. I thought you were supposed to have some fashion acumen with all your years of, I was going to say reporting, propaganding more accurately, but let's hear what Don Lemon has to say. I should put a visual disclaimer. I know it's probably viscerally disgusting for most people to tune into this. Oh, not just my show, but for that. But yeah, we'll see. What's Don going to say here?
Hi, everyone. I have loved connecting with all of you on Twitter and then on X for all of these years. But it's time for me to leave the platform.
Oh, no.
I once believed that it was a place for honest debate and discussion.
So they don't censor anyone on the right, so I'm leaving. Translation.
Transparency and free speech. But I now feel it does not serve that purpose. In addition, starting this Friday, November 15th, X is implementing new terms of service, which, among other things, states that, quote, all disputes be brought exclusively in the U.S. District Court for the Northern District of Texas or state courts located in Tarrant County, Texas, end quote. The full terms of service can be found on my written statement or on the X website. Now, as the Washington Post recently reported on X's decision to change the terms, this, quote, ensures that such lawsuits will be heard in courthouses that are a hub for conservatives, which experts say could make it easier for X to shield itself from
Oh no! You don't like having a home field advantage for the first time in your life? Fascinating. How the tables have
litigation
turned.
and punish critics. I think that speaks for itself. You can find me on YouTube at The Don Lemon Show or on TikTok and Facebook at Don
All the platforms that only censor one side of the political aisle.
Lemon and on Instagram and Blue Sky at Don
The hell's a blue sky?
Lemon Official. I hope you will join me there.
They
Thanks.
won't. That's funny. He didn't mention Threads, which leftists are trying to push that for a couple months. Threads are the future, we were told. Yeah, not so much. I don't know actually anyone who actually posts on there consistently, or yet alone have taken more than a quick look at it. But apparently they have some people signed up for Threads. I don't know many of them. Now this pretty valid got about 1 million views as well as 29,000 likes. Now one of the first comments coming from Sassafras84 saying, quote, I thought he was fired or lost his show years ago, yet he still keeps having relevancy. Lemon needs to crawl to a hole and stay there. Getting, wow, 821 likes. Paul Zupa says, how will X carry on? Getting 804, that's making 805. Whoa, 806 likes went up just like a stock before our eyes. Thurcat Media TM says, quote, going from irrelevant to non-existent. He'll be back. They always come back. Getting 148 likes, which, yeah, I think inevitably he will. Halty Goat says, oh no, Don, please don't go. Wait, what did we do? They got 1.2 thousand likes. Old School Eddie says, quote, why do they always have to announce when they're leaving? Getting 1.5 thousand likes. Narcissism. I was going to say. Me Morris, A+, he did in fact respond with a meme. It says he can't handle the truth. Then a quote by Thomas Sowell says, quote, just as you don't find eagles living in the ocean or fish living in the mountaintops, so you won't find leftists centered where their ideas have to stand the test of performance. Getting 1,000 likes, which, yeah, if your ideals can only really thrive in an environment where you can the other side is censored, kind of tells your ideas are bad or indefensible. Someone by the name of America AF says he'll be back, getting 502 likes. Me Morris also says, what a snowflake. And it has a little picture of, the strong dog versus the weak dog. And it says reporters then it's a strong dog where they question everything the government says. Then reporters now looks like a leftist with, what is this? Starbucks cup, neon hair, and it says questioning the government is white supremacy. Getting 379 likes, which, yeah, it used to be reporters actually held the government in check and, questioned them. Now they seem to work for them. Got 379 likes. Scrolling down more and more. American Sublime says Don Lemon is offended. And it's like not a GIF, but it's a meme with the caricature of a man from like the 1950s. And it says, quote, we live in a time where intelligent people are being silenced so that stupid people will be offended. And again, 733, just like it's 734 likes. Let's see here. A couple clips of Don Lemon being inept. Some AI pictures or videos of Trump playing guitar, oddly enough. BR says, oh no, where will we get our disinformation now? Getting 104 likes. Which, yeah, I'm not sure how many people really tune in authentically to Don Lemon and how many people are really going to follow him over to his other sites, unless maybe they're gathering information just to meme him. There are people who do that, don't get me wrong. Let's see here. Yeah. We'll see how many people flee, using X. I suspect, won't be too many. A lot of people are rage quitting after the election because they're saying it's right wing on X, when really it's just the one that doesn't, flagrantly censor everyone, especially on the right, where every other platform does that. So to me, my 3 cents used to be 2 cents, but 40-year hyperinflation got me 3 cents. I would say X Twitter is still the best place to be, and shoot, pretty much the only social media I actually pay for, so I have a blue check mark. Not to brag, but I did spend $7 a month equivalent on that blue check mark. Hashtag The Topping Show if you want to check out some clips and my responses. Moderately entertaining, some might say. Leave in the comments, do you think Don Lemon will ever actually, really retire? He seems to be becoming less and less popular throughout the years. He used to be a staple at CNN. Not that a lot of people actually liked it, as the ratings just continued to crater. But remember, man, he used to be a thing. Leave me in the comments, because as always, be fascinated to hear what you have to say. Other interesting cultural news, you have a leftist kick out her husband because he voted for Trump. The audacity, how dare he want a secure border, low grocery prices, a booming economy? How dare he? I actually do feel sorry for him because apparently he's married to this. Now, half the comments are saying maybe this is, she's being not sarcastic, but maybe she's trolling us, which I hope so. I can't imagine being an American being in this situation where, again, she apparently kicked him out just because he voted. Now, this comes with thanks to Clown World. It says, quote, the psychotic liberal chick kicked out her MAGA husband out, and now she's saying she'll sleep with his friends, which leftists seem to have the same cultural, what do you call it, pretty the promiscuity is pretty high with loyalty pretty low. I wouldn't be surprised if she's also alleging this as well. The only very unusual thing about this clip that makes me question it, she does not have short blue or purple hair. She in fact has full, her hair is actually fully grown, and not a hodgepodge of. She doesn't have 18 pounds of metal pierced to her nose. The cow ring is missing, interestingly enough, and her T-shirt, I don't know what it says on there, just looks like it's a T-shirt with some oranges on it. So it's not like a overtly political T-shirt. That's why I'm wondering, is this real? Is this a real? Is she just trolling us? I mean, either way, got a lot of engagement, 3.2 million views. Let's hear what she has to say here. Now, I want to say this might be a big red flag. She doesn't know how to spell properly. The text that she has above her head says 4B Queens, and the B is, well, the 4 is not spelled out FOR. It's just numerically 4. Then B Queens, I don't know what's worse, having an emoji of a B, which she does not have, but she just has the letter B. Then she spells in all caps, Queens. And then she has, oddly enough, I'm pretty sure that's a king's crown, but I partially digress. Oh, come on now.
Not sure why no one understands how I feel. You guys know that my husband turned Republican this term. I don't know why. I threw his ass out.
Don't know why. Again, secure border, booming economy, low inflation. Yeah, why would anyone want that?
Out of the house. And I have to do more. I don't want to shave my head because that's going to hurt him. I'm going to look ugly. So I'm not doing that. I think I'm going to sleep with his
I mean, she's already looking ugly on the inside. Why not complete the whole picture?
friends. I think that's the only way. I think sleeping with his friends will do. What do you guys think? His liberal friends, of course. Not.
I mean, I pray to God that's not true, and I hope she's not being serious. Because, geez, Louise, talking about how heartbreaking would that be to have a marriage where you voted for Trump, and and again, given heaven forbid they live in California, where you have to pay alimony forever, but she's going to take the house, half your stuff, and some say even worse, be promiscuous with your friends. Well, granted, they wouldn't be your friends anymore. Some might argue that's it might be a test in and of itself in terms of, finding out your true friends. Jesus, I can't imagine that. But this right pretty well got, again, 3.2 million views and 17,000 likes. One of the first comments coming from it is Washington Ghost saying, quote, she's got to be trolling, getting 1.4 thousand likes. Clown World responded saying, I sure hope so, LOL, getting 539 likes. Now, you also have someone by the name of Aubrey Huff saying, quote, you just did him a huge favor. He can now upgrade to a hot conservative, confident woman instead of having to deal with a hard 3 with delusional sense of her own sexuality. Your husband must have some effing ugly friends if they want to sleep up with you. You're ugly. Oh. It continues saying, quote, I hope, geez, cover your ears if you have children listening. He continues to say, quote, I hope one of his friends gives you a STD. Which, yeah, that got 4.2 thousand likes. Clown World responded saying, quote, I'm sure he's currently celebrating getting 2,000 likes. Which, America Papa Bear says, I hope he has a prenup getting 354 likes, which, yeah, Ray does too. I can't imagine not just the emotional betrayal and loss, but yeah, imagine losing everything you own as well. Jesus. GF Fletcher says, quote, 1, she's already doing his friends. 2, this is evidence that will only help him in family court getting 2,000 likes. Again, depending on where it is, if it's in California, again, it doesn't matter who cheats on who. The guy's you hear the horror stories. Half his stuff, as well as paying alimony for, in some cases, perpetuity, forever. Like, geez Louise. It's funny where all the feminists disappear when it comes to the divorce laws and the courts. Akish Sharma says, quote, so, Your Honor, my wife admitted she threw me out and was sleeping with my friends. I will take the house, kids, and she can have the car, getting 1.9 thousand likes. John Nicolasia says, quote, it really comes to the fact that liberals are mean, nasty, elitist, control freak, sociopaths, basically horrible human beings. Get 1.4 thousand likes, which, yeah, if this is really her and she's being serious, yeah, I definitely agree with that sentiment. See here. what GIA says, does anyone want to tell her? All his friends voted for Trump too, getting 587 likes, which thank God the men that got out actually voted this year. Statistically speaking, men do not have the highest turnout rates when it comes to actually voting in presidential elections, but thank God they did this time. Trey Dean says, quote, I thought the whole point of, what is this, 4B? Let me zoom in on that really quick. Because I thought the whole point of, well, I don't know what this means. 4B was not to have sex. Did I miss something? Got 612 likes though. Is there any is there any contrarian statements? I don't see any. Remen Tree says white liberal women are garbage, getting 196 likes. Peter North says, because you voted for Trump, I'm getting a divorce and becoming a whore. Yes, the left is that insane. Getting 844 likes. Polish Sausage says, quote, she's been doing his friends before she threw him out, getting 706 likes. Uncle Sam says, all this lady is doing is degrading herself, embarrassing her family, and proving her husband is right, getting 216 likes. So, I mean, I was going to say people, leftists are having a lot of breakdowns after the Trump election where he won. And fascinating how the right doesn't have that, when they lose. But yeah, it will be interesting. I really hope she's just trolling us. I would hate for this to be true. And yeah, let me know in the comments, have you seen this on a local level? Are you surprised by, these videos continuing to go viral? And how much do you think people will become even more, leftists become more broken? Especially, once we get the inauguration, is that when they're really gonna try even more? Let me know in the comments, because as always, be fascinated to hear what you have to say. And going over to the political part podcast, Trump appointing Elon Musk and Vivek roles to head DOGE, the Department of Government Efficiencies, which is beautiful. And Elon talks about how many ridiculous, almost unfathomable quantity of federal agencies we have, and how he needs to trim that fat. And I hope he does it even more than when he took over Twitter, when, they had about, 7,000 employees or something like that? They got rid of 90, or was it 80 or 90% of employees in Twitter or X operated the same, if not more efficient than before. So I think hopefully he does that with the government. That'd be nice. Imagine the government where they spend so little money, we don't lose money every single year and have a deficit. Thanks to the ineptitudes or the corruption of the left and the right traditionally, where again, they just spend so much money. And I really would, in terms of how much we really get, I would argue very, very little. Now this comes to us on the good old X.com by Doge Designer. It says, quote, Elon Musk explains the importance of creating the Department of Government Efficiencies. And, well, Lord knows his voice is infinitely better than mine, so without too much further ado. I
kind of like Doge. It's more fun.
It is.
And,
this is him with Tucker Carlson.
Where we just take a look at all the federal agencies and say, do we really need whatever it is, 428 federal agencies? There's so many that people have never even heard of, and that have overlapping areas of responsibility. We should, there are more federal agencies than there are years since the establishment of the United States, which means that we've created more than one federal agency per year on average. That seems a lot.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. So we should have, that seems crazy. I think we should be able to get away with 99 agencies. I don't know. That seems a lot like a lot of agencies.
It's a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
2 per state. That's a lot.
Yeah, exactly. We should have fewer agencies, and they certainly shouldn't have overlapping responsibilities. And then we need some kind of, we just need a review of regulations to say which ones are sensible and which ones are not. Because if you've got regulators, every year they're going to add more regulations, just automatic. They just output regulations. And there's more laws and regulations every year until basically everything's legal, so we can't get anything done. So we need some kind of garbage collection for
everything illegal, he means.
I think I'm saying very obvious things.
You are saying obvious things.
Yeah. So
which will be very unpopular things.
Yeah. I'll probably need, if this happens, quite a significant security team. So that, because someone might literally go postal on me from the post office.
how the U.S. post office still exists is beyond me. It's like the staple of government ineptitudes. I've never heard a single good instance of, I went to the post office and they were efficient and hardworking. Yeah, quite the opposite. Now, this went pretty well. It got 17.8 million views as well as 16,000 likes. The first comments coming from Paul Zupa saying, quote, why not 96 or 69, getting 75 likes, which, of all the punts Elon has done throughout his career, I think one of the most hilarious, it's childish, or teenagerish, juvenile, whatever you're going to call it. But I remember a couple years back, he wanted to take Tesla private, and he had like a stock price goal of $420 and like 69 cents, which, cliche, high school joke, but made a lot of people laugh. And I'm actually surprised Elon didn't specifically say like 69 or some type of jovial, very specific number. Again, maybe he'll announce that in a couple days. Who knows? But yeah, 99. It's still, I mean, it is insane to think. Yeah, 428. And it was always, kind of telling and also kind of hilarious when there's a government shutdown. All the people in DC freak out, like, oh, the world's going to end. And literally nothing really changes. I also work in the private sector, but still, you never hear anyone go, oh no, it's really hard times because the government shut down. That maybe the government employees. Now, you also have Saim Bloch saying, quote, a very big decision. There's a picture, AI generated picture of Elon Musk sitting at the White House desk and says DOGE as a name placard. Got 1.4 thousand likes. Guardian Louvre Patriot says needs to take a lesson from Milei. This is a famous video of him just getting rid of all the bureaucratic BS that Argentina used to have.
Afuera, Ministerio de Cultura. Afuera, Ministerio de Ambiente y Desarrollo Sostenible. Afuera.
Yeah, Ministry of Sustainability.
Ministerio de las
Ministry of Women. Ministry of Gender Studies and Diversity.
Mujeres y Género y Diversidad. Afuera. Ministerio de Obras Públicas. Afuera. Aunque te resistas. Ministerio de Ciencia y Tecnología e Innovación. Afuera. Ministerio de Trabajo, Empleo y Seguridad Social. Afuera. Ministerio de Educación. Adoctrinamiento. Afuera.
Get it all out. Okay, Ministry of Transportation. Another staple of ineptitudes. Have you ever used public transportation? Dear God. Again, that got 145 likes. Going down more and more. Crazy Moments said, how would you summarize Elon Musk in one word? It's just picture him in a suit getting 220 likes. Ragnar Denmish Cold said, quote, represents a nearly 80% cut in the size of federal government. Goodbye federal income tax. Yes, getting 497 likes. That'd be really nice. Imagine I always debate, or I always promulgate actually, if people were really good at math, there'd be a revolution tomorrow. Or people would be at least a little bit more distasteful and disdainful to government. I'm just thinking about how much they're stealing from us. Let's say you're a top income earner, 40% of your income is stolen by the federal government. In California, in some states, it's as high as 13% of your income goes to the state. Then you have to pay a sales tax. That's between 6 and 10% sometimes. Then you have to pay a property tax. You have to pay an electric tax, a water tax. You have you also have Social Security, all those that Ponzi scheme, your payroll taxes. You also have to worry about inheritance tax, estate tax, capital gains tax. It never ends. Of every dollar we earn, how much do we really get to keep? It is criminal how much they take from us, and how much do we really get at the end of the day? I mean, I see a lot of other countries who are doing really well with all the money we give them, all the support we give them, and yet, I mean, and your average. Let me know in the comments. In your average day-to-day life, how much does the federal government help you out? I can't help but think be negligible to nil, unless you're a government contractor or subcontractor. Now, going back to the comments, you also have Sherlock McGriver saying, quote, America isn't just going to be great again. America is going to be the greatest it's ever been. I like that. Whoa, went up like a stock price or Nvidia stock price right before our eyes. Now it's 599 likes. Pretty good. Divided Hero. Dividend Hero. Again, click that subscribe button. I have that theory when I first started the show. Barely anyone tuned in and subscribed. Well, maybe family members. And I spoke terribly. Even faster than I do now. Stumbled over my words. Shoot, even worse than Joe Biden trying to climb upstairs. And yet, as I gain more subscribers, I slowly but surely increase my speaking acumen. Yes, the bar is still quite low, but I think it's been a modicum of improvement. That fuels my theory. The more people that click that button, the better I'll be able to speak. And someday, tall order maybe said, go through an entire episode speaking perfectly, articulately, and fluently. Pie in the sky dreams, some might say, but you have to aim high. And even if you, what is the age-old saying? Even if you miss the moon, you'll land among the stars. Something cliche and inspirational, I suppose. But in all seriousness, if you can click that button, subscribe, I would greatly appreciate it. Now, again, attempting to speak my first language, English, it's actually Dividend Hero saying, quote, we are so back. And it's an AI generated picture of Elon in a suit, as all men should always wear, wearing sunglasses. There's a poster behind him saying, Department of Government Efficiency, got 833 likes. Kimpachi says, I got 428 problems, but DOGE ain't one, getting 263 likes. Let's see. I don't see a lot of contrarian statements thus far. But yeah, just if they just cut that crap in half, or just trimmed half that fat, imagine how much better our lives would be. Not just cutting the cost, but there's so much regulations, it is criminal. I mean, I work with a lot of small business owners, and it is just, it's ridiculous how much time, money, and energy resources they have to expedite or expend on just dealing with compliances and regulations, some of which actually put people out of business. It's ridiculous. So thankfully, I think of all the people Trump could have appointed to this, I think Elon and Vivek are some of the best. They're both successful entrepreneurs. They've cut costs from their businesses. And especially the Vivek saying we need to change the whole public sector incentive mechanism when it comes to public funding. A lot of them, it's a methodology where if you don't use your budget, you lose it. So they're literally incentivized to be inefficient and use all their money every single year, not cut cost or curtail cost. The fact that's the default way of mode of operating is ridiculous. But yeah, of all the gentlemen we could have appointed to the Department of Government Efficiencies or DOGE, I cannot think of anyone more qualified position than Elon and Vivek. And let me know in the comments down, what do you think, what kind of hurdles might they come up against, what kind of pushback, how easy or how prohibitive might it be to actually shut down some of these ridiculous, just so many agencies. Let me know in the comments, because as always, it'd be fascinating to hear what you have to say. Now, going over to the business blunder of the day, you have Honda. Well, they might have to actually recall some of their vehicles. About 1.4 million because the V6 engines aren't going great. Thankfully, I'm still safe. You cannot defeat this inline 4-cylinder Honda Civic Si. Oh, wait. Actually has a fuel pump recall. Damn it. I partially digress, though. This comes to us thanks to 10WBNS News. Specifically, is also coming from the Associated Press. They say, quote, engines on 1.4 million Honda vehicles may fail, so U.S. regulators open investigation. Not the best news. Now they say, quote, the federal probe covers 2016 to 2020 Honda Pilot and Acura MDX, aka the same damn thing, but better body panels, fancier looks, and a little bit more tech, as well as the engines in the 2018 to 2020 Honda Odyssey and Acura TLX. There you can see the iconic Honda logo there. Now they say, quote, the agency says in documents posted on the website that that's not good, that connecting rod bearings on vehicles with a 3.5-liter V6 engines can fail. Oh, even worse, leading to a complete engine failure. For those who don't know, connecting rods link the pistons to the crankshaft and convert vertical motion to move the wheels. Honda recalled about 250,000 vehicles in November 23 to fix the same problem. The agency says it has 173 complaints from owners who reported connecting rod bearing failures, yet the vehicles weren't included in that specific recall. Now, they also know that one owner reported a crash. Thankfully, no injuries, so a little silver lining there. The agency said it's opening a recall query to determine the severity of the problem in vehicles not included in 2023 recall. This is almost unfathomable. I think we actually found a federal agency that does something that might be beneficial. I'm actually surprised. I didn't think that was a thing. This might be the one that Elon doesn't have to cut. Maybe. Can't but think someone in the private sector could probably do this oversight better, but I partially digress. Now, they continue with pop-ups, apparently. Well, apologies about that. I really debate what's the click rate on pop-ups. I can't believe it's sub 1%, but I partially digress. They say, no, in the documents explaining the 2023 recall, the automaker said it had 1,450 warranty claims due to the rod bearing issue, but no injuries were reported. Those were sent to inspect and replace the engines if needed. So, yeah, we'll see what the sample size is, or see how many of these issues are really happening and how big of a recall this might entail. Will it be the whole 1.6 million? But again, Honda's known for one thing: reliability. I mean, they're definitely not the fastest cars on the planet. Shoot, I just drove the Ford Focus ST. I love that thing. It had more horsepower, more torque, felt a lot more fun to drive. Also a Ford, so less reliability, and I made the right call overall. A lot more recalls for the Focus versus the Civic. Partially digress. But Honda's supposed to be known for making bulletproof engines. The whole company was founded making piston rings, but I don't know who's in charge of the quality department right now, and it seems like they're getting more and more recalls. I can't but think Japanese engineering and reliability peaked in the 2000 eras with Toyota and Honda, with Granted, yes, there's more computers and crap that can break these days, but this is a core thing, which again, they've been making gas engines for decades upon decades upon decades, and just chiseling away more at their, what used to be brand of, reliability and great engineering, what it used to be. So definitely not good news for Honda to, again, potentially have another recall. They're having an investigation into it. We'll see how isolated the incident is or is not. But again, Honda having more issues with their vehicles, chiseling away at what used to be still one of my favorite brands out there. Not great news, and gotta say, Honda, that is certainly the business blunder of the day. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to tune in. Again, trying to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of the month, so if you can click that button, I would greatly appreciate it. Also, give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, or comment. It's a great way to give me some additional feedback, letting me know how I can make the show better and better. Lastly, don't forget to take the time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe, fight the good fight.